I'm going to drop a couple bombs on the FD channel right now.
Who are you rolling?
I am rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
Let's do it. Let's go.
We are rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
Then
Oh,
y'all,
you know we rolling with FD, baby.
we got alphas and bros in the house.
That's right. Peace out, my brother.
Woo!
I'm rolling with the F to the D.
I'm rolling with FD, baby.
You
I
gotta
love
love
this
it,
thing.
man.
This is a family thing.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, Renee, who you rolling with?
Rolling with FD.
Hey, Matt.
Rolling with FD.
T. Bless, who are you rolling with?
I'm rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
That's how you just roll it, right? That's the whole thing, right? You roll with it.
You gotta let me know who you rolling with.
We're rolling with FD. You heard it first.
I'm rolling with FD.
I am rolling with FD.
I'm not just a pretty face, Ziggy. JD, we should both do.
No, I'm not doing that.
What question do you have for me? All right, Manny and Jeremy, who you rolling with?
We're rolling with FD. We don't want to get our asses kicked.
You gotta let the people know who you rolling with, man.
Well, obviously I'm rolling with FD.
What's up, everybody? How we doing out there? It is May 12th. We got the New York Knicks playing the Miami Heat. Game is 54-51, third quarter, beginning of the third quarter. But I have some special guests here that I've been wanting to talk to for a while. There's some things going on that they need to tell you about that's coming up. Alex and Wylie from the Union Marketplace.
Let's go.
What's up, fellas?
What's good? We're rolling with FD, baby.
Good to have y'all here. What's going on?
Come on now. We gotta be together, man. I mean, it's Lakers versus Warriors today. So how are we feeling about that?
Oh, I think it's gonna be a great game.
Oh man,
You know, the Lakers go as far as we should
in the chat right now.
because Alex won't talk about it. The Lakers go as far as Anthony Davis.
Oh man,
I've been saying that though. I've been saying that.
Yeah,
I've been saying
and
that.
that's
I believe
I
it.
think the squad's just up and down. But we'll see tonight. What's going on? Alex, you think they can close them out tonight?
I think they're going to close them out tonight simply because there's going to be a sense of urgency on the floor. And the Warriors' just away record is just terrible. I know this is a little bit different circumstances, but I think the Lakers, this is a must-win game because you give the Warriors momentum like that, it starts to get extremely interesting. I think they're going to have a sense of urgency like it's the finals, as they should.
Okay.
As they should. And I think AD needs to have a big game. One thing that I was seeing, they were trying to draw AD out a lot.
Yeah.
To drive to the paint. So I think coach staff's going to figure that out. Players are going to figure that out, and we're going to get some big men cover that lane.
Another thing Golden State was doing was on the pick and roll. They were staying with AD and making those guards shoot the jump.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if Reeves and Walker the fourth. Let's see if they got some game.
That's the part that scares me is that, man, we've never had a consistent 3-ball game for the last 4 years now, it feels like. So, oh man, it's always 2 points versus 3 points is what I feel like the game is all the time against the Warriors, right? So we'll see. They got to be on their A game. Lonnie Walker at least showed out the last couple games, and Ruby's got to come out somehow too. So
that's the main. I think that's the main reason what make this Laker team so scary is that the depth of the bench is huge. Ridiculous, and guys that you would never think that would come out and ball out have been coming out and balling out.
Yeah, not even balling out, but playing a pivotal role in everything. And
understanding their role.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I see Alex getting a little hyped over there.
He's
no, I'm trying to avoid any Jordan Poole conversations right now.
Okay. All right.
Why not? Why?
You want to talk about Poole? Let's not avoid this. Let's talk about Poole. He's got to be due.
I brought it up, yeah.
He's got to be due for something here. Last game,
I was thinking about
11 points last game. Did he have 11 points?
I think so.
Yeah.
So it was funny because I was watching NBA on TNT, and Chuck. I think it was the last broadcast. I don't know if you saw it, the post-game show, but Chuck said, Jordan Poole reminds me a lot of J.R. Smith.
He does.
He does. And I texted you that last week. I texted you that exact thing last week.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see that take on it out of all the players in the NBA, comparing him to J.R. Smith. But as you know, J.R. Smith played a huge role in some of those wins, some of those big wins.
That's because he could shoot the three and play defense. But it's just something about, to me, Poole's concentration on the court.
Yeah.
Like the other night, a shot clock is rolling down, and he's still passing the ball to people.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not paying attention to that.
It's like the nerves are
Saw
getting
that.
to me. Dude's already got a championship ring. I don't know what he's nervous about.
Think about how Curry and Clay and them got this dude paid.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That is true.
It'd be interesting to see if he's with the Warriors next year, or do they move him?
I don't know. I think you got to keep him, right? Because Clay's kind of getting up there in age. It's going to be hard to. I mean, Poole's what, 23, 24
he's
years
going to
old?
be eligible, and someone's going to have to pay it. Someone's going to have to pay that contract, you know. And I don't know if he's going to have that market value, especially after these playoffs. So it should be interesting. I think he's still going to grow. He has all the fun. He has all the qualities and attributes of a superstar, in my opinion. And maybe that's a little bit biased. He just needs to slow down his game, and I think that's going to come with maturity, come with time. He's around the right people. I'd like to see him stay at Golden State. I don't know, but we'll see.
Alex, I don't disagree with you. I think he has all the ability to be a superstar in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a really young player, and if you think about some of the other young players that we've seen over time and their development, he's not really behind on. He's just in a situation where they're asking him to be a leader of the second unit and to show up right now. He's still not playing behind somebody. Like, I look at him and I look at Maxey. Maxey is not asked really to do the same things as Jordan Poole.
No.
So it's interesting. Well, so let's jump into.
Let's do it.
Pachanga's coming up. Talk to everybody about that show. If they haven't been to the show, paint the picture for them. If they have been there, what's new with Pachanga?
Sure. Well, I mean, the FD, that's our anniversary show right there. Right? So that's the first. That was the first time I got to shake hands with you. Was one of our Pachanga shows.
That's true.
The biggest thing about this one is that those previous Pachanga shows, we didn't have the entire venue. They were, I think, the first one was at 29 or 20 or 30,000 square feet. The next one was around 35,000 square feet. So this one's over 40,000 square feet, which is great. So we have the entire space now. And it's also a 2-day show on premium days. Our last time that we were there, we hosted them on a Sunday, which was fun because the Chargers were playing. But having it now a lot more family oriented and really blowing this entire place up, I think is going to be one to remember for sure.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I think the last time we were there it was your birthday, right, Wylie? Wasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, it was. It was my birthday.
It was.
No. So I'm excited to be
back. Last
two
birthdays we spent them at card shows. My last birthday was at Wild Barrel, and Wiley's was at Pachanga. Yeah, that one's special to me because that's when it's funny. That's when I really felt like we had a grasp on what we were doing. And we started to get the ball rolling a little bit, you know what I mean, and gain that confidence to fill that place because that's kind of scary. It's kind of a tall ask to, be able to fill a facility like that. And I remember very vividly walking through the lobby and seeing a bunch of vendors and thinking like, oh shit, like it's happening, like we're onto something here,
People like us.
So yeah, people like us.
People like us.
And it was, it was a pretty smooth show. We had so many shows since then. It's hard for me to like really dial into that specific show, but it was a really good show and experience for us. And we incorporated so many things at that Pachanga event that we had never incorporated before, from having the panel, from having, some of our bigger sponsors utilize some of our resources that we had. So, and it was a really nice facility. So I'm excited to go back.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time. So tell everybody, I know you have the Pachanga show. Tell them about some of your satellite shows, some of your other shows that you have going on.
Yeah, well, we have 3 different tier of shows. We have our satellite show, like you were mentioning. That one's really just more for the local community. We try to partner up and build community partners with breweries or little restaurants that have, food and beverage to offer. And we usually look at times that they're struggling a little bit, so that way we can kind of slide in and bring some customers to them. So that's what we're really focused on with our satellite shows, is getting us out into the community. 10 to 12 tables, attendance of anywhere from 150 to 200 people. That's usually the goal there. And we want to do that almost like every single week, really, just so that way there's a hub for people to go to, regardless of what city they're at. And I always say that in our lives is like, if you guys are planning to do one in your city and you need help or any guidance or advice, we'd be more than happy to help you out. But it's the talk between the show promoter and the owner of the facility is usually the hardest one to kind of overcome. Then we have our regional shows, which is going to be facilities that are around 30,000 to 50,000 square feet. Is typically the range there. They're normally around 2,000 or 2 to 3 day shows. That's the regional show that we're doing over at Pachanga, and that one's the first one of many regional shows that we have planned for the future. And that one is going to range anywhere from 150 to 200 tables. Attendance wise is anywhere from 4 to 5,000 people in attendance. Average of around 2 to 3 days as far as for shows. Really, the marketing, the reason why we call it the regional shows, because our marketing push is west of Vegas and west of Arizona. So that's why it's really the West Coast region show that we're highly promoting at. More of our backyard is what we're trying to own there. And then we have our national show, the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Until we get to a bigger facility, I think Del Mar Fairgrounds, for where we are right now as a company, we can't really expand and get bigger until we have the right support. So at the moment, Alex and I are stuck to Del Mar Fairgrounds, which I love. Right by the beach, iconic place to be at, and it's just a fun facility to be at. We get to dress it up as pretty as we want to, or we get to dress it down as ugly as we want to. But the nice thing is that we get to really get creative in there, and there's not as many roadblocks in order for us to get to where we want to be at Del Mar Fairgrounds. So those are our three type of shows.
Now, I saw a live recently, Wylie, where you were walking around and you were talking about the expansion of the Del Mar show, possibly with the next show. Speak to that for everybody.
Man, I mean, so Del Mar Fairgrounds has a total of almost 200,000 square feet of space that we could use. Obviously, the O'Brien Hall is the biggest space that they have, which is 70,000 square feet. And they have 3 other facilities that we can take advantage of. So at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, just like a lot of other fairgrounds out there, I'm sure LA Fairgrounds and Orange County Fairgrounds, they have these huge events there that everyone kind of just collides and has one big fest. So that's what I want to do eventually, is grow the Pokemon TCG side of the card game, of the show game, maybe even get to sneakers and get into lifestyle type sales there and really blow this thing out. So our vision doesn't stop at just O'Brien Hall, but we really want to expand this to Pokemon Alley now having to have their own facility, all within the same day, so that way we can just have one big bash. So Alex and I actually went to like this anime fest. Like, we did not belong there, but it was pretty cool the kids loved it, but it was definitely out of our element. But we got to see what the potential is for Union Marketplace, as long as we just stay focused and trying to bring everyone together.
Yeah, and also see the potential of that facility. They were able to really pull it off and drive a lot of people to that show. And I guess the story behind that show, I guess it was on pause for the last 3 years since COVID. And so they had, they came back to the fairgrounds, which they'd never been to. They generally had it up in LA, which so it was a new location. And it was very minimal marketing that from on my end for me to see. I think it was an Instagram post that we came across. But you can tell they had a good following and they'd been doing it for a while, which is a huge testament to just, compounding people. Like, over time is going to, you're going to be able to bring people out. People are going to know about you and be familiar with what you're doing. And I think the longer that the Union Marketplace is up and running, it's just going to keep compounding. So we're really excited for the future, and just to see the process from starting at Planet Hollywood to now, and the following that we've been able to have has been pretty cool to see.
Very good. So very good. You all have been growing.
We have, I want to like kind of add to that a little bit too, because I know we were talking about Pachanga, and then Alex said something too that was like, we felt like we were hitting the momentum that we actually hit our stride. And I think that Alex and I can sure I could speak for Alex as well too, that I think we got ahead of ourselves, to be completely honest. And that's the difference between Union Marketplace now versus how it was back in March for even our last show. Was that we have a real self-awareness of where we stand in this industry. and the amount of growth that we still have to do on our end to make sure that we provide the right atmosphere and right production for everyone that trusts us, so that's one thing that's really relieving, is that I think before Alex and I felt like we had to live up to a certain expectation, when now it's all right, we know exactly where we need to be. We just have to grow little by little, and eventually that expectation is going to be met.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's excited about this upcoming regional show.
Yeah, I definitely think, like I said before, we were the only show. I think Wylie and I, we were talking about. I think we were the only show really, other than Premiere, that was in the region at that time.
Yeah,
that I'm aware of. So obviously the landscape looked a lot different, and a little bit was our arrogance and having big dreams, and sometimes arrogance works in your favor, but. We wanted to do it grand scale right out the gate, even at Planet Hollywood, which was our first big show. Yeah. We shot for the stars, and we learned a lot of lessons that kind of got us to where we are today. And I think it all happened for a reason.
Well, I think everything evolves. I mean, there's an evolution to everything. You learn from different things. What I've always liked about you both is that even sometimes in the middle of a show, you're thinking about what can we enhance or change or tweak to make this experience just that much better for people as they come to the show in the future. So you're always thinking to evolve and expand what you're doing. And I think when people in general, we do the same thing on what we try to do. What are some changes, some tweaks we can make? Does the sound right? Does it look right? Who are we talking to? I try to challenge myself, even in a live, what questions am I asking? Are they relevant to the guests? Things like that, to make sure that I'm trying to give put my best foot forward. I think as you sharpen that knife more and more and more, and you really focus it on what you're bringing to the table, it always gets better.
FD, it's funny because it's, again, I always reference sports, but it's like watching the game film. Our game film is the shows, and which is a very, limited amount of time that we have to review, but we have to really be in that moment, understand all the elements from smell to lighting to just everything that you can think of. That's our game film. Then we got to go back and review it. And I'm sure and I think we've talked about it before, FD, where you study your work, you study your craft, and it's no different. I feel like it's kind of like, if you're really going to be a master of whatever it is that you're doing, there's going to have to be a lot of self-reflection and realization. You have to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are right though. Like, I don't think we've ever gone through a show and been 100% satisfied, and that's what really we want. We want every show to be better than the last one. So yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna stop. 10 years from now, we're still gonna look at the show and we're gonna be like, dang, we should have added 2 more trash cans somewhere. Like it's we're gonna get that meticulous with this whole thing. So we'll get it down eventually. It'll be a nice show eventually.
Oh, yeah. So I know
we'll know what we're doing eventually, FD.
Yeah, we'll know what we're doing eventually. One day.
Oh yeah. So I know the Nationals coming up. We're preparing to be there. I'm gonna take Junior. It's gonna be his first time at something like that. G is gonna roll. We rolled 2 years ago. But what are you guys looking forward to at the National, and as far as the experience, and maybe what cars you're looking for, things like that?
Yeah, so the National for us is like, so last year, just to give you a little insight, Wylie and I went to the National, which is just a crazy journey. I can't sleep. I have a hard time sleeping on planes. And I think we got to Boston, I don't know, like 6 in the morning. We watched the sun.
We took a red eye.
And I'm just out of it. I hadn't slept in like 48 hours. He's wanting to talk because he just has a motor on him. And I'm just like, dude, I need to be left alone. He's like, look at the sunset. And he's like, bro, not now. And then we rented a car in Philadelphia, and he has us driving down just hoods in Philadelphia. And I don't know anything. I've never been to the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
We're driving down. It looks like that scene from Fresh Prince intro, where he's getting spinned around by the dude with the chain.
Yeah.
And anyways, we get there, and it was just, I'm tired, and I'm just looking around, and I'm thinking, okay, try to soak everything in from the moment you arrive there into the city. Right. Well, how does Atlantic City, is in Atlantic City, how does Atlantic City make you feel? The weather, like trying to absorb it all, even to the parking, to the walk in. Yeah. And for us, I think at least for me, it's like my main thing is the experience that I'm focusing on the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So the cards like kind of come secondary. I get to my cards, don't worry, but
I know you do. So. Yeah.
but I'm looking at the experience and trying to learn as much as I can with every show. That's kind of like studying game film again. It's like watching tape of I don't want to call it national our opponent, but being able to learn from our opponent and things that we can do to kind of better our show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know. For me, I'm looking for the growth of how big it's going to be. How
Yeah.
to break up different sections of the show because they always do a good job of that. From the memorabilia to different kinds of cars, vintage things like that, and then what else is going to be going on? It's what I always get into. Like we went 2 years ago, that's the first year they had a room full of breaking. But I'm going to just see what else is going to be happening at the National. And that's when we first started. So we were walking the show, really knew no one. And I probably talked to over 25 people now who was at that same show, and we never saw them. Or if we did see them, we didn't know who they were at the time. So it's going to be good to meet up with a lot of people, say hello. And then I really am interested in how Junior takes this all in, being 7 years old, walking the show like that. The people he's going to meet. That's what I'm really excited about because I went to my first autograph show. I was 13 years old. First card show was probably around the same time, 13 to 15. But at 7, I had never seen anything like that. So I want to see what is the expression on his face and what is he talking about.
I mean, I'm gonna put. I think he's gonna get more pictures taken with him than you, though. So,
especially if he keeps singing those hooks the way he does, bro.
I know. Everyone's gonna want to take a picture with him. So,
yeah.
Nah, I mean,
that's funny, Alex. You bring up the music. We try to have fun with it. We try to come up with different things and talk about different beats, and we have fun that entire week of getting ready for your show in Delmar. Of just how we wanted to come with that, and then sometimes I come up with songs that we start doing other stuff and we never get to, and that gave me an outlet to try to be more creative with music. I don't know if you all knew, but in the past I used to want to produce beats. So I was I'm always probably coming up with some kind of different beat in my head or listening to something and then coming up with a hook for it. So we have fun.
Are we gonna see FD on the 808s at some point?
I know.
I had talked to April about us making our own beats probably this summer. So there could be something like that coming or late fall where we just start making our own beats.
I remember trying that. There was a program called Reason 4, like when I think it was 21, and I was just not musically talented, but the thought was always cool. When Kanye first hit the scene, I was like, okay, I'll sample some beats, no problem.
We can do this. We get in there.
Speaking of Kanye, what are your thoughts? He's a Chicago boy. What are your thoughts on Kanye?
Oh, Kanye?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so when Kanye first came out,
his music.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Kanye, because that could go anywhere. Kanye, when he first came out, first 3 CDs or things that he brought out, I was really hyped about. I used to be a huge Kanye fan. I grew up with people that knew Kanye way back in the day. I don't listen to a lot of his music anymore.
Yeah.
Very different now.
Yeah. Quite
very different. Producer-wise, I think he's just
a genius.
One of the best we've ever seen.
I agree with that.
I think the timing of everything for him and that, that Netflix documentary came out and then everything just kind of went downhill for him.
Yeah. He'll bounce back.
Letting people know more about it. Big John says, yo. April says hi. And I think Junior wrote that. Junior says, hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
So who's Junior into collecting? Who's this guy?
Oh, he likes Pokemon. He's not really into sports, football, basketball, anything like that. We do sit and watch games. So he'll watch the Golden State game. He kind of comes and goes out of the room and he gets a little check-in. Sometimes he'll sit for a whole quarter or so and watch. And then he makes his own picks. So when we do videos and we talk about, hey, Junior, who you think is going to win? He's making his own picks.
Nice.
I don't entice him to say anything when I ask him that question. I just tell him what question I'm going to ask. So sometimes we just start recording, then I'll ask, and then he'll tell me. He really likes LeBron, Kobe, and he likes Michael Jordan, and he likes Steph Curry. But
Those are good.
he always tells me that LeBron's the GOAT, and so I tell him you haven't seen enough basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
I
What's
know,
up?
right? Wylie and I have a unique,
150
and you, FD, we have that unique time frame of really seeing both of those guys play and LeBron play.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's crazy, and Steph,
And
like
And
whole
Steph,
career,
oh my God.
you know, like geez, it's crazy. I think you got to put Steph up there in Mount Rushmore,
Yeah,
right?
you got to. Oh yeah, dude. Seriously,
Mm.
anybody who
I don't know.
revolutionized the game, I think they got to go up there.
Yeah,
especially
I
when
mean,
you're 6'1", 6'2".
right. And especially out of college, he got injured his first 2 years or something with bad ankle injuries.
Yeah.
No one gave him a shot, and all of a sudden, this guy just completely changed it. I don't think if it was for him, you wouldn't see, Trey Young wouldn't be around. Luka wouldn't be shooting the three like he is right now, or centers wouldn't be wanting to shoot a three. They made shooting threes actually just as cool as a dunk now.
That's true.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it makes my
And
son huck him
what
up.
I love about this game is the skill involved. To release a ball from anywhere on the court and have that thing go through the net. If you're athletic enough and gifted enough, you can dunk the basketball.
Yeah.
But just be able to come in and work on your craft. A story that they told is that his brother told is that Dale Curry, his father, wanted to change his shot. He wanted to take Curry's shot where it is now, like on top of his temple. So no one could block his shot. And Curry was shooting lower. So he took him in the backyard and forced him to kind of change his shot. And then Seth, his brother, says there was a lot of crying, and Steph was upset, but he finally listened to Dale and changed his shot. And then when you listen to stories like that, you always think about the influences that lead to someone being good or great at something.
Mm-hmm.
It's about someone else seeing something in them and saying, hey, why don't you think about doing this? Sometimes they receive it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're reluctant to receive it on many different levels. But when they do, you can see the fruits of that tree,
I always think about that, especially when you start seeing kids.
Yeah.
Like the kids of a lot of these players and every sport across the board, baseball, football, basketball. It's like, okay, they probably have some genes handed up, but there's more than that. I mean, we see really, really, I'm sure you grew up with some really, really good athletes that just they're not going to make it that far.
True.
Whether it be a mental thing or scholastic or work ethic, whatever it is. And I always wonder what the biggest driver and influence is for a lot of these younger players.
And that's going to be more and more of a question now, especially in the NBA, as we see players come out, spend 1 year in college, if that, and then or maybe 1 year in the G League, and then they have 5 years of development. How's that pan out? And in Mountain, they may have come off a Neal deal, so they already have $2.5 million. Where's the work ethic coming from? How's that going to change sports overall?
That's going to change
Yeah,
big time. I was actually having a conversation with a vendor about this same thing yesterday. Is how do you have that mentality and that groundedness and the ability to stay humble, right? If you're already worth millions of dollars, then you're going to go to college. How do you stay focused through that? How do you have like the mental wherewithal for it?
For me, I think I could be wrong. I think it has to be some intrinsic value, and you have to be taught to look beyond certain things. And if you can look long term, because most younger people don't have the natural ability to do that. So then if you have people around you, they can kind of teach you or show you this is long term and this is short term. Short term is in the club. Short term is doing these things. Short term is thinking more about a reality TV show or a rap album or this, that, and the other. Long term is nobody sees you in all seasons.
So that's one thing I'm always looking at is like who's working the hardest right now in the NBA? Like, can you guys give me top 5 people that you guys think are working? Like, who's your top 5 hardest working NBA players at the moment?
Oh, I would say probably Joker, probably Embiid, Steph. To me, it starts when I say really working hard.
Yeah, like just Kobe, waking up 4 a.m. and going to the gym and doing his old thing. Like, who's doing that now?
I've seen Matt.
I picture Booker. I picture Booker being one of those guys.
Who?
Booker, you think?
Booker.
He doesn't like getting doubled though during pickup.
Yes, Booker's maybe Booker. I think guys who I've seen game change, like a Maxey with the 76ers, I've seen him have more of a consistent shot. Those are the kind of players I kind of lean towards. Like, what do you see the evolution of that player being? Booker, for him, right? You asked me, I had a wand and I could change something about a player? Get his attitude right, and then his game will follow. But he thinks that he's on some level. A lot of players today, to me, think they're on a level that they have done nothing to be on that level.
Well, Booker scored 70 points his rookie year, so he was just going downhill from that point. It's like, what else can you do? So,
and then even like this year, he did well in the playoffs, but do win a series. You can't just beat the Clippers, who had 2 people hurt. Like, actually win a series, move on, do something. And you got to think every 3 games, Booker's about to fight somebody.
Yeah, feels like that. Feels like that. I don't think he'd have that same attitude if he really put in the work, though.
No,
like I think one guy I know.
You saw the video where he's working out in the gym with Joakim Noah, and Noah's going hard. And Book's like, "Hey man, we just out here playing man. What you doing?
Why are you sending 2?
Yeah, what are you doing right now?" And Joakim's like,
when they ask Kobe about that, like, Kobe, what do you do when people double team you in a pickup game? Send another one. Like, I love that kind of attitude. Like, who else has that attitude right now? And I mean, I think Giannis works really hard.
I think Giannis does.
I think Giannis works on,
his game has changed.
Yeah, his game has definitely changed. I mean, from him to go from never shooting a 3 to now he's actually splashing them, not consistently, but he's splashing them, so there's always something that he can improve on, which is awesome. I was kind of sad to see them go, though, but I feel like
it's a tough one.
So, yeah.
I have to really put some thought behind. You get and figure like it's got to be someone who has something to lose too.
Yeah, like Butler. I think Butler works really hard.
Oh yeah, Butler is
like that guy, and he won't give up too. This guy's got a bad ankle right now and still putting it up. It's like,
well, his story, his background, and what he went through.
I know, homeless.
There's no give up in Butler. There's no give up in him, and I don't know how anyone can not like his story.
Yeah,
he believes in himself, and he comes out, and you can tell when he comes to a team, he inspires people to get better.
But he's also
get better or get gone. That's Butler.
But he's an old dog now too, compared to what we got on. So what? He's 2011, I think, when he got drafted. So 12 years in the league, and he was also a senior, I believe, when he got drafted, or he was a
junior or senior at Marquette.
Yeah, he was already up there in age, so he's got some experience under his belt.
And I remember when he was at the Bulls with Rose, and he was coming off the bench.
Yeah, I remember that too.
That's crazy.
I'm like, who is this guy?
It's crazy to think.
But see, those are the stories of the evolution of a player that people today, I think, in a hobby don't appreciate.
Yeah.
They expect for a guy to come in or a young lady to come in and just start going
crazy.
Sometimes it takes a ramp-up period for a player to really show who they are. And then I look for, do I see changes in them? Do I see them, like you said about Giannis, is he shooting the 3 now? Has his free throw percentage gotten better? What's up with his endurance? How's he playing in the fourth quarter? Things like that to tell me something.
Yeah. I think Ja works hard. I think Ja works really hard.
I think he does. I think he gets sidetracked by something.
Yeah, I think we saw that a couple months ago. We saw that a couple months ago too.
You think he gets sidetracked?
Yeah, I think he gets sidetracked.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm gonna put.
Honestly, I root for a guy like that. I don't agree with the circumstances, but everybody likes a comeback story. You can really come back and change how people view him, the trajectory of his career, because he's a special kind of talent. He reminds me of a Derrick Rose almost, like young Derrick Rose.
But what I told people even at the time is that he's a young guy. So he's 23 years old.
Young.
Most.
Millions of dollars. He didn't hurt or kill someone.
No.
He made a mistake that hurts him. Let him learn from that.
Luckily, it was early enough, and it wasn't a big enough mistake to not be able to rebound from. Yeah. And you could tell he's actually kind of working on his mental as well too, because like even after the game, they made all the Grizzlies walk past the Laker fans outside, right? You guys see that video?
Yes.
And he was just waving at everyone. Like, oh yeah, goodbye.
Dancing and having fun.
Yeah, like I think if that if this was Ja 3 months ago, I think he would have had a different reaction, a little bit more angry, more Devin Booker like, instead of all right, I'm just gonna let it go.
I actually have seen his father having more conversations with people and doing like quasi interviews and seeming more jovial.
Dude,
Than fellas that you probably seen in the past.
His dad trips me out. I always think it's Usher. Every time I'm looking, looks just like Usher. I'm like, my goodness, Usher's right there sitting courtside again. I'm like, oh no.
And have you seen Ja's sister? They look just alike. Ja and his sister just alike. Yeah.
She play basketball too?
Yeah, she plays basketball.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty decent player. I think she's in high school, junior, senior high school.
There you go. Should be getting there.
Card Market Media saying, what's good?
Oh, that's good.
Let's talk about some cards right quick.
Yeah, let's do
it. You both have PCs. What are some cards? The market has changed a little bit that you all been looking at. What do you want to add to it?
I've been looking a lot of like just random things. Like if you look at my watch list on eBay, it's just PC stuff now. I'm not looking to flip almost anything at this point. It's like I'm buying things and I'm buying it for myself and I want to hold it for a long time. I think I said this in like one of my very first videos is like when I pass and I have a collection and the kids open it up, I want them to know part of me, and like those are the people that I'm collecting. So LaDainian Tomlinson, I'm looking for one of ones of his, because I mean, for one, he's affordable for a legend like that and someone that I look up to. I'm like, that's cool. I'm actually buying some like Dragon Ball Z cards too, because my kids and I are rewatching season 1 and 2 right now, and I'm seeing some of these Dragon Ball Z cards, and man, the quality of some of these cards are amazing. And I'm actually getting into Pokemon. I never collected Pokemon growing up because I was always into sports cards. And when Pokemon came around, 1999, I believe, that was kind of my phasing out of sports cards. I was into high school already. And I took about a 3-4 year hiatus from cards, got back into it early 2000s. But yeah, so I missed the whole Pokemon thing, but seeing my kids rip it, man, it's like I can't help but wanting to catch them all too.
Very cool. Very.
Yeah.
How about you, Alex?
Yeah, honestly, I just been buying PC stuff. I've been buying GOATs. Just if I see some LeBrons, if I see some Kobe's. I really like Vince Carter. I'm a big Vince Carter fan. Baron Davis. Like I collect based on nostalgia. You've seen my prospecting and kind of how that works. I was really heavy on Kendrick Nunn too. I liked Kendrick Nunn for a while. He hasn't really done too much. So
I got one. I'm gonna go get it.
To what? Just sticking to kind of the GOATs.
Understood.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, I went wild on James Wiseman.
Yeah.
So I've picked up quite a few Wiseman cards. I still I'm into stuff. My goal is to pick up more stuff from September to December. Really, August to December, probably. I'll be looking for some stuff at the National, getting in contact with some people. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Those two players. Now, who excites me? Tyrese Maxey. Halliburton is kind of on deck. Just watching him right now, see how he further develops. What's up with that jump shot? Does it change? Because he shoots like a flat-footed jump shot. What happens with that? Or does it even need to change? I like Brunson a lot.
Yeah, he's a bulldog.
I think Brunson's going to be something else. This game is tight right now, people. 77-75, Miami, 8 minutes left.
I know, I see that. This is my favorite card right now.
Yeah, that's a great card.
I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I love it. I mean, it's called signature moves.
Yeah.
Signature moves. That is LT signature move with an auto. Come on now.
That's a nice card.
I mean, if you're an LT.
What is that, out of 25, right?
Out of 25.
Yeah.
Like this was
think about starting a Ray Lewis collection.
That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
His rookie cards are kind of hard to find. You don't see a lot of Ray Lewis rookie. I see some on eBay when I'm looking.
No, it shows. I would say that I would rarely have ever see any Ray Lewis cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is crazy to me because he's the best middle linebacker of all time, in my opinion.
I think he's the best middle linebacker of all time. If someone's arguing that.
I know.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me one time Urlacher is better. It's like, no.
No.
Mike Singletary is not better.
Mm-mm.
I can't name anybody. Ray Lewis has changed careers by hits. So
Yeah.
you're talking about Mendenhall. When he hit Mendenhall, his career changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. That'd be nice, Alex. You know what? When I'm at the National,
Just
for some
no, that's that. I'm doing it. I'm
Some Ray
going to
Lewis.
get some Ray Lewis. Maybe add some Ed Reed in there. That 2000 Ravens defense was my all-time favorite. Any team of any sport, all time. Love it.
And what's
How about
funny
you?
is I've looked at Ed Reed and Ray Lewis rookie cards before, and it's funny that you say that because Ed Reed has one where he looks like he's just trying to make the team. And we're talking about Ed Reed.
That's crazy.
Who are you all
How about
cheering
you,
for in
FD?
the NBA? Who y'all thinking
Oh, wait,
about
what are
here?
you collecting? FD?
Who am I collecting? Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I was talking about Wiseman. I built up a pretty crazy Wiseman collection that I still have. Haven't sold anything. And then
You found a good at Del Mar, didn't you? Wiseman? You had a couple good pickups at Del Mar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the Mojo out of 25. And then after that was the signature one. And then I picked up the main Mojo after that, 2 copies of that. Picked up a National Treasures 10 card, 10 auto, which is a pop 2. Then I picked up a 910 National Treasures, which is also a pop 2. Just a whole bunch of stuff, man. Picked up the bronze prism, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I hope he bounces back. I'm sure he will. He's gonna get his
I hope
opportunities.
so.
Yeah, I know.
He's gonna let me say this. You can check the box on playing time. So he's gonna get that. And then we gotta see how does he gel with Cunningham. I think that's gonna be a nice little combo. And then everybody's talking about the Wemby sweepstakes. So if Wemby came to Detroit, Wemby plays the 3, maybe 4. Wiseman plays the 5. They would still be on the court together. So, but Duran is there. Well, we got to see what's up with Duran, how much playing time he's going to get. So there's some questions up in there, but
all I know is that Wemby is going to turn this hobby upside down.
I think
so. That
For real, he might not fit in the card.
I don't want him to pull a chat. Just stay healthy. Let us see you throughout your rookie season and see what you do.
How tall is
you
he?
can see his dribbling ability, his crossover, his jumper. He's different.
Yeah. Very Durant-esque. Very Durant-esque.
You see that one shot that he did? He shot a 3 and he missed it, and then he pretty much just put it back from the 3 though. You see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, that was nasty. Yeah, that was nasty. I can't wait to see him. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to guard him.
Next weekend? Is it next weekend we find out who has draft rights to Wemby? Who's gonna get the number 1 pick, right? It's next weekend, I think.
Yeah. That's all I know that what's it called? Houston and the Spurs are top picks right now, aren't they? Like they have the best chance of actually getting him. So
now if he went to top, that would just be wonderful to me for his development.
Yeah.
And that might get us a few more years of Pop coaching. So we'll see. I just hope he goes someplace that can help him develop and grow and see something in him. And not like, to me, some people say, well, I want to see him in Houston. I just see a lot of people running around in Houston.
Yeah.
And I know they got a new coach now. So
yeah.
We'll see more defense like that.
We'll see.
Eric says, 3 goals on the screen at one time. Eric, appreciate you.
Dang. Come on now. EJ, let's go.
TJ, I've recently started pricing Hank Aaron since the Sandlots. My favorite movie, and the Babe takes Beanie's Hank rookie card in the movie. I can see that. Could you imagine a perfect world, KD returning back to OKC and bringing home a chip with the young guns they already have? JD and I share some ideas today on KD. JD is usually very much more optimistic about stuff than I can be sometimes. He said that he thinks KD is in Phoenix, bring some pieces, try to get better. I told him I thought Kyrie and KD made their own decisions by leaving Golden State and Cleveland. Kyrie could have got a few more years with LeBron, probably won another championship, been in the finals, produced something that we can all talk about. And I think they've passed that prime. And I think these guys now are going to get paid until they retire, but I don't see any future successful. What do y'all think?
I think Kyrie still got it. He still looks so good. Kyrie looks so good. Like it, I don't know. I haven't seen him really slow down much outside of just getting, injured here once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he needs a number 2 though. Like he can't. Yeah, where's he gonna go? I mean,
Yeah.
I hope he sticks. That'd be pretty wild to see him and Luka actually make it work. But they still need a big Christian Wood was over there, right?
He's over there, but when Kyrie got there, they took the ball out of Christian Wood's hand, and then sometimes he didn't even start.
That's crazy because Christian Wood's a talent, and he's a real talent. So if they could find a way to get those 3 guys to play, that could be a dangerous team.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be. I don't think they had enough time to really mesh and figure it out.
Yeah, but I think Kyrie can figure it out though, with the right amount of time, and Luka's smart as well too. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
This is another.
Kyrie has not slowed down.
CP3 going to the Lakers. I've heard this today a couple of times.
That was supposed to happen. That was supposed to happen in 2014, and it never happened. And I think his time with LA is just never going to happen. At least with the Lakers, right? That'd be
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, FD.
Ahead,
I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Oh,
I
think he has a rapport with LeBron already, and I think he can bring a lot of experience to the team, and he's still moving out there. He's still, you see him get to the elbow every single possession. It's crazy. I've never seen such a little man dominate a spot on the court like he dominates that elbow, and he gets to it every single time. Whether he shoots the ball or not, I think his shot selection is obviously changing, but you look at his numbers; he's still as efficient as ever.
I think the only question about him is, does he stay healthy when it comes down to the playoffs?
Yeah, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah,
really
if he plays 40 games or 50 games during the season and rest the other half, right? He can make it to the playoffs. Like that's what they might have to do with him. Just
get him a decent guard and help him cut some minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Use his leadership in the playoffs. Who you all think is going to win the championship?
Lakers, of course. I don't know. That's a long shot, but shoot. If I had to pick, it's Denver or Lakers. I don't see anyone in the East really taking it right now.
I'm gonna say Lakers.
Yeah,
but that Denver team is just
nasty.
I watched them play, and I think Gordon defensively is just a nightmare. A nightmare. There's so much athleticism on that team. Jokic, obviously, he's just a ball.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, but I agree with him. Jokic Gordon has gotten better defensively.
Well, he's always been really good defensively. That was what Aaron Gordon was kind of put in there for, is his defense, and he can lock anyone down.
Yeah, he was playing just the way he was guarding KD. I was like, okay, if you can guard KD, you can guard anyone in the league.
Anyone. Yeah, anyone. And anyone of these guys can actually light it up too. They got
Porter with the corner three. Like that's just a scary, scary team.
Murray is just starting to get his groove back now too. He's starting to look good out there.
Caldwell defense on him or else.
Yeah. That team is dangerous. If I had to pick a team, it's probably Denver. Hopefully we see a Laker Denver series here next, but it's gonna be
we're going to after tonight. It'll be announced tonight.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
We know you both will receive text messages at the end of
the day. I'm just gonna sit back and watch you guys go at it. It'll be fun.
Because I'm rolling.
That Denver team though, man. I watch them and I'm like, I don't know. Especially when Murray's playing ball. He didn't show. It was crazy. One of the games in the last series, I think he had like 5 points in the fourth quarter, and he was 0 for 9 from 3. I was just like, what
happened? And it just blew up.
I think when you have guys coming off injury, and I think this is the issue with Klay Thompson, and now you have to play every 2 days. There's no, some of these guys don't play back-to-backs when they first come back, or they get an extra day of rest somewhere in that schedule. There's none of that now. You're on that grind. So, and that's just difficult. If you're a healthy guy who has never been hurt and has somebody perform surgery on your body, it's difficult. I'm pretty sure AD finds this is difficult. Sometimes he looks like he's exhausted on the court. And I can see why. You're a big guy. You're moving around. They were talking about how much he sweats when he first comes in the game, first quarter or two. You're losing a lot of fluids. You got to replenish yourself throughout the game. I get all that. So now if you're a guy who had a torn Achilles and a bad knee and you're running around, or like Murray tore his knee up. The craziest thing about Murray's story, he tears his knee up. There's COVID going on. He didn't see his younger brother for like, it was a crazy amount of time, 6 months, 9 months, almost a year or something. He didn't see his brother at all in person because he was under strict rules from the NBA as far as who he could see, what contact he could make with people. That's the craziest thing about his story to me. And him and his brother are very close. So,
and he was just
that's one guy, man. That was one guy I started. I mean, if you would have started that collection, I really believe in Murray. I believe in Murray. I didn't think he's showing it. And I remember when he was hurt, everybody kind of forgot about it. Everybody, he was off everybody's radar. It would have been a good opportunity to kind of buy some of his stuff up.
Dude, that Denver Jazz series during the bubble, that was one of the most insane series that you could watch. Like, it was so back and forth. Donovan Mitchell versus Murray, and that was literally like what Murray at his peak, and then he gets hurt. So it sucks to see him go down that way too.
What year is it? Murray is he's 2017. Right? 16.
2016. Yeah, 2016.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Who do you got, FD? Who do you got winning it all?
I'll Golden State Warriors.
I like it.
All right, really? Who do you got winning it all, FD?
That was easy.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to be playing Golden State, especially in an elimination game.
I think Denver is going to learn that they're not playing Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're going to have to run. Joker's going to have to run. Murray's going to be on their knees. He's going to be moving around. There's going to be people. And I think that's the toughest thing about that team is that you better be ready to be on the move or you be ran out the gym.
Yeah.
You will be ran out the gym. Just the off-ball movement of the Golden State Warriors is the craziest.
Well, you saw Mitchell with the Kings. They wore him out. Curry's
lying down,
And I haven't. Where's Vanderbilt at? They say he's going to be the Curry stopper.
He was for a couple games there. I think he caught up to him. Yeah, he needs to ice up for sure. Hopefully, he's saving it for tonight. That's what he's doing.
Hopefully so. I think we're going to see in the first quarter how this thing is run.
Yeah. It's such a treat to watch Curry, though. It's just last game, just watching him throw up some of those shots that look crazy on the release, but it's probably going in.
But the one where he ran and he was in the corner on the baseline?
Yeah.
And it's just all that. To me, I mean, I'm no Curry at all, but a baseline jumper to me is extremely difficult to hit. Your perspective, what you see, the rim, what's behind the rim is totally different. You don't even see a backboard. So it's you in a flat plane that you're shooting at, and this dude's number net. What we need, Alex, is for Jordan Poole to at least give us 12 to 14 points. And this is over. 12 to 14 points for 2 games, and it's over.
You put me in a situation there. I like that. I like what you did there.
I'm just saying, man. Need my man to come through. Like the last game, he had 11. That 11. Just the movement of the ball, the hitting of the because what I did like about his change is that he had an open 3 at the beginning of the game. He took 2 dribbles in, shot a mid-range jumper. Now, I want to see more of that from Jordan Poole. I want to see him also take it to the cup. I think he has the ability to take it to the cup harder than he does, and he could really change the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he can penetrate with the best of them, and I think he has a really good shot. I think mentally the pressure is getting to him, not only of it being a playoff series, but I think his teammates. They put a lot of pressure and have a lot of expectation out of it. And this is another thing that you can't really draw up, especially with prospects, is like how they're going to take that situation. Like, how is he going to respond to that? Him taking, like you said, that he drives me so crazy, right? Because I want to see him do well.
Mm-hmm.
But possessions like having the shot clock run out, it's just every coach's nightmare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so when you see that, it just makes you. Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to be the most disciplined with the ball, but it'll be interesting to see. I think he I think he's going to have a strong game. I think he
So
has
do
to
I.
have a strong game.
So do I.
But I think the
That's why I'm
Warriors
out on that.
lose by 2.
Okay. All right. Because this is what I think.
Close to the end.
I think Schroeder being in the game is not going to be good for the Lakers.
Schroeder starting.
He's doing everything. He's pulling knees on pick and roll. He's doing everything he can to stay on that court, and it's just he's getting in foul trouble. So we'll see.
That's gonna be bad. Oh man,
I've been pretty impressed with Schroeder and how he's been playing offensively. He knocks down shots. He doesn't take many, but he steps up and he hits shots.
He's hit more threes than I thought he hit. I'll tell you that.
For sneaky,
net threes. Yeah,
sneaky threes too. So
Rui and AD, that's going to be our X factor.
I don't disagree with
today's game.
I got a couple of Rui cards I would like to pump right now. Let's go, Rui.
Go ahead, pump him, Wylie.
Let's go, Rui. Yeah, Rui's probably gonna be Finals MVP. No,
oh shit.
All right, I won't go that far. Score 20 points and I'll be happy. Actually, 15 for Rui would be a good day.
Oh, it'd be a great day.
What are our final scores, guys? What are our final scores for the game tonight?
120, 110, Golden State.
I'm thinking 118.
Somebody writing this down? Somebody recording this?
No, I'll write this down right now.
We'll record, bro.
I'm gonna write this down.
I'm gonna go 126 to 124 Lakers.
126. 120. What was yours, FD?
What did I say? 120, 110. I think I said 120, 110 Golden State.
120, 110. All right. I'm saying it's going to be 118, 115 Lakers.
I have Curry going for 37.
And you got
Braun going for 28.
Curry going for 37?
I have Curry going for 37, Braun going for 28.
And Clay's going to go 2 for 16.
You know it's game 6, right? Game 6 play. With that cape flapping in the wind. I got a question for you all. Flipping the script. So Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. What does that mean? What are they going to do? Because I don't see him doing much.
I don't see it.
Not much.
Who's he throwing to? I mean, that's.
I asked who was his running back.
Wilson. Yeah, Wilson over there.
Who's his tight end now? Who's his running back? That's what I don't know.
Yeah. To answer your question, I don't see it. I just the culture in New York. I can't see them doing much, and I think he's at the tail end of his career, and I don't know. From what I've seen, it hasn't been consistent last few years.
Devontae Adams held him up for 3 of those last 5 years, right, or 4 of those last 5 years, and then he had some beast ass running backs too behind him. I don't really see him doing much right now, and with the Jets, like what can he do? It's he's not Thanos, so I don't know what he could do.
But the life cycle of an athlete, though, it seems like you ramp up, you get paid, you get your contracts, you go through a winning phase. You're trying to win. You're going to get paid, but you're trying to win. And then on that tail end of that bell curve, you're getting paid, and you're probably going to help a team get more TV coverage. Just like when you see Durant show up in Phoenix. That's not just about winning championships. It's about making sure Phoenix is relevant a little bit going forward into the future so that this TV money is right. Yeah. So I kind of see Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets being that, making sure that second franchise in New York, we know what the Giants did last year, are the Jets even relevant? This is one of the largest markets in America as far as sports.
Crazy. Yeah.
So let's get him in here and have him do something and get him out of Green Bay, an organization who no longer wants him.
Well, at least the division is not very strong, so that's going to help. I mean, Miami's going to be their biggest competitors, right? I mean, outside of that, who knows what everyone else is going to do in that division too.
True.
So time will tell.
Alex, you'll love this. Reeves versus Poole is what I'm watching for.
Ooh.
It'll come down to what each of those guys do for their squads, in my opinion.
You know what? I'm a Reeves believer, man. In the beginning of the season, I wasn't. I needed to obviously see a little bit more film on him, and he almost always makes the right decision, which is polar opposite from Poole as far as decision making.
I agree.
I don't know. Reeves has really grown on me. I think he's been a great addition to that Lakers team.
Huge.
And he's going to give 110% every possession. So
And you
slows
can
the
tell
game down. If he had that, if Poole had the ability to not be so athletic, I really think it would be beneficial for him. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds weird, and you're like, what? But he's just moving so fast. And I think that's his game has really been predicated off that past probably his whole career. He's just been more athletic than everybody. So how do you switch that up all of a sudden and slow your game down?
How do you tell someone that you're just as athletic as everyone else now?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Welcome
know,
to the NBA, right?
You've been dominating everyone athletically, and then now you actually have to base it off of timing and skill. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Only
IQ,
thing I see with that matchup is I don't think Reeves can stay in front of Poole. He's going to need some help for sure. He's going to need big help.
Yeah, because it was hard for Reeves to stay in front of Klay Thompson.
Yeah, and Clay barely moves. I mean, he's a brick now, you know. So, but I also don't see Poole really defending Reeves very well either. I see him making the wrong moves instead of going over the screen, he's definitely going under it. You know, like it's little things like that I see Poole doing all the time. So that's going to be a fun one. Two guys that can't defend each other. It's going to be fun.
That's true. Now, one of my last questions here, fantasy football is coming up soon. Who are some of your picks or some of your sleepers that you're thinking about? Like, I know I want to grab that guy.
I'm not one of those like crazy. Like I research.
I use a cheat sheet, FD.
Yeah, I use a cheat sheet too. And I mean, being a Charger fan, I want Eckler on my team. I don't know where he's going to play though. Like, is he going to play with the Chargers? I hope he stays. But we shall see.
Sound like they were going to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, but there's only if I had to pick and I had top 5, I have to go running back just because there's not a lot of them out there right now. So
yeah, you got to go McCaffrey up there.
Yeah, McCaffrey.
Who else we got? Who we got top 5? We can at least do that. We got McCaffrey,
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Who's the kid from KC? The running back from KC who just blew up out of nowhere. Pacheco.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Runs
like he's angry.
He's got to be.
He does run like he's angry.
Got to be top 5 running back, right? He has to be. That kid's a monster. Like, I think he might be able to steal Jonathan Taylor because he just had such a bad year last year. And you might be able to steal him if you have a later round pick. But yeah, if I had top 5, I'd probably I'd for sure go running back just because, I don't know, like there's plenty of wide receivers, plenty of other positions, but I have to go running back top 5.
I'm going to give you somebody to get on your fantasy team is going to help you out.
All right. I want
Harrison Jr.
Who?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Make sure when you get in that draft, you try to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
What round are you picking him up?
He's going to be something else this year as a rookie.
Yeah. What round are you trying to pick him up?
Oh, I do unorthodox drafting. So I like if I was in I didn't do fantasy last year.
You go kicker first round or what?
One year I usually go quarterbacks early.
That's what Wylie does.
I go quarterbacks early. I'll go kicker probably 6th round, depending on who the kicker is if I really want them. And then like a wide receiver, if I really want them and I think they're next level, like Marvin Harrison, like I think he's going to be like Megatron different.
Yeah.
Not just different. Like I think this dude's about to rip some stuff up. So him early.
I'm still hurting from my loss last year. So I was already winning. What's it called? I was winning by 8 points or 9 points. And it was the final drive, and I was playing against Tom Brady and White. The only thing that could beat me, I'm like, all right, White can score a touchdown, cool. Tom Brady can score a touchdown, cool. But it had to have been freaking Tom Brady to White to score 12 points at the 1-yard line to knock me off of the freaking to knock me off of getting into the playoffs. That was still painful. That's why I haven't really thought about fantasy football, and probably won't think about fantasy football for the next couple of months here. So. We shall see. That was painful, dude.
So, FD, do we have a draft? Are you invited? Is this like you have a punchline that you're going to invite us to a league? Is that what's going on here?
Oh no, I don't know if I can get involved in the fantasy football league. I'll come to a draft and hang out. But last year was the first year I was like, I can't even mess with fantasy football. I think the stuff for rolling with FD, I think I can't even mess with it. I tried to the year before, it just became too much. I was in a league at work and 2 other leagues. I was in 3 leagues. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But I think I did misspeak, TJ. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is still at Ohio State. I just did some quick research. I think he's still at Ohio State. I think he comes out after this year.
Good thing I didn't take that advice then, FD. I would have been drafting a college player.
Well, look out for the next.
Yeah. I like this. He's in all my leagues, so feed him someone else.
I know. I know.
First round.
First round. FD said it. I'm in.
We got to get together at the National.
Oh yeah.
But take some pictures. So.
That's actually one of my favorite parts about National is that everyone that we personally know ourselves too, like we're out of California, and I love California and everything, of course, but to be able to go that far with people that are in our own backyard is a pretty awesome feeling. And that was probably one of my highlights from last year is like having lunch or having dinner with people, all the night activities after the show, like all these things that I got to do with people casually was probably my favorite part. So I'm really looking forward to that. And you know what? It's always it's inspiring to see how big we can grow.
Yes.
Why not shoot for that, right, Alex? Like it would make no sense for us to shoot anything lower than that. And I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow or next year or 2 years from now, but maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, like who knows? But we're going to keep shooting for those numbers. That's the ultimate goal for us. And for us to go there on an annual basis, I think is important because we get to remind ourselves that it is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be refreshing and awesome to see 100,000 people all nerding out on some Jordan Poole cards.
I think that's the coolest part about the National. You realize how big the culture and the sentiment of the hobby is.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any doubts, go to the National. Someone new that's not even in the hobby, imagine taking them to the National.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's honestly what's one of my drivers, to be completely honest with you, is like every time I talk about cards, like, oh, cards are still cool. I'm like, yeah, go to the Union Marketplace, but I want them to feel like that insaneness of that frenzy that we all can bring, and Nationals brings that. One day we'll bring that over here too. So it's just a matter of time, FD. Just keep rolling with us too. We'll roll with you. Roll with us.
I'll be out now. It's an honor to have you all here. Have a chance to talk to you all, know more about the shows that are coming up under your umbrella, and get your insight on many different things. It's a pleasure.
The honor is ours, man.
Pleasure's all ours, FD. Big fan of what you're doing. Love it. Keep going. Keep grinding.
Thank you.
And we'll be back on anytime you want us.
Thank you.
Or if you just want me solo without Wylie next time, just let me know. That's fine too.
Probably do. I don't have much.
Get a lot more great content. I'll tell you that. Won't bore you to death. Hey,
time to go. Laker game coming.
Yeah.
You think you can tie this game? It's 4-point game right now, 59.2.
Oh, they can. I'm looking at this. They can, but they got to hit some shots. You hate to see a team go down by 4 points, 3 points at the end of the season, but they gotta really hit some shots here. Butler just makes a difference when it comes to what's going on between Miami and New York. Let's just see what happens here.
Oh God!
See Butler's on Brunson.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-point game. That's like when LeBron steps out on Curry. It's comical to me.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. We got 48 seconds before we get off. Let's see what's up here. I see they took Julius Randle out the game, right? No, he's back in the game.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's trailing right there. Butler. Oh, God, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
I need the play-by-play, guys. I'm outside.
All right, 92-90, 28 seconds left. New York Knicks have the ball.
Brunson's got the ball, yeah. Here you go. Driving in right now. Posting up. Nope. Fakes it. Oop. Steal. Miami ball. Got a foul.
So you can't do that, Bronson. These plays, you cannot go baseline. That's another defender there. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah, someone should have crashed though too. No one helped him out at all.
Yeah, nobody came to him.
Yeah, no one helped him at all on that one. Look at watch. He's driving down right now.
He got past Jimmy, and then you got a defender there. And then he almost gets trapped.
Yeah, Randall crashes so late. Like,
come on, Rand.
That's crazy. All right, good game. Well, I don't know. I mean,
all right. So before you all go, I got to ask the question. Wylie and Alex, Union Marketplace, who you rolling with?
Man, we are rolling with FD, baby. Come on now. Say it, Alex.
I roll
Say
with
it
one
with
person. I roll with one person,
Oh.
and that's FD.
I appreciate you.
Let's go.
Make that a commercial. Hey,
Appreciate
make that
you.
a commercial.
I love you.
Appreciate you, FD.
But in about 5 minutes, I'm not going to know you. All right?
I'll be in here all game. I'll be
You
in here
will hear
all
from me
game.
tonight
All
about the
game.
game, Alex.
Wait for the text messages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I
I'll be
really
next to my
appreciate
phone.
y'all, man. I got number love for you. Appreciate you.
Hey, we love
Thank
you,
you,
guys.
FD. Appreciate you, man. Yep.
Take care.
All right, brothers.
See ya.
See you guys.
Yep.